Hey everybody, welcome back. It's May. This would be our post Star Wars Day edition of Midwich Live. But more importantly, I trade in my Star Wars mug for my margarita glasses. Today is Cinco de Mayo, so let's enjoy. I'm not saying that there is coffee in my mug. That is Jenny's trick, so I will not trademark infringe on any of her things. It is way too early here in the East Coast of the United States where I am located. But this is not a show if I'm not joined by Jenny Hicks. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good. I think there's a lot of regret, that we chose the 5th of May instead of May the 4th for this show. I think Chris feels entirely cheated out of the amount of Star Wars we might have been able to cram into this show. But
Mhm.
we are here on May the 5th. So welcome to Midwich Live, your favorite AV talk show. We are streaming as usual via Midwich's YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch socials. Ask us questions, comment throughout via the chat function. And if you don't get to watch today's show in full, you haven't got long to watch this one for it to be relevant because ISE starts next week. But if you are going to watch us on catch up, you can do that on Midwich's YouTube channel. Just search the Midwich Group, or you can watch the show or listen to the show in podcast format too via Midwich Sounds. And we are attempting to cram in a lot to today's show. So we caught up with the one and only Mike Blackman. Obviously, he is not available today. He's in Barcelona, and I think is probably one of the busiest people in our industry at the moment. But he did give us some time last week before he left Munich to head to Barcelona for the show. And we got to ask him a few questions, and we got to hear some really great and interesting news about the show and what's going to be on, and also some of the numbers that we can expect. We'll also be talking to Adam Berditch from Samsung, and at the end of the show, to Adam Berditch from Absen, and then at the end of the show to our colleagues from Samsung about what is going to be on their stands at ISE. See, it's so much. I have no idea if I got the brands and names in the right order there, but we promised to ask the right questions to those people.
Jenny,
So,
you get an E. Jenny, you get an E for effort. I spilled my coffee earlier, as folks that were present on Twitter has known. Thank you, Aaron Peterson, for stepping up, and thank you, Mike from Cavlo, for stepping up to help as I started getting into panic mode. It's called nervous energy for a reason, and don't put a coffee cup anywhere near my hands. You know, this is a Jersey thing, Jenny. As we become more integrated and we get to hang out at InfoComm in the next couple weeks, you'll see I talk with my hands a lot. And if that happens to be a coffee cup in front of me, that may get tipped. So it tipped on my show notes. I'm flying without a net today. So thank you for having everything under control, I hope.
speaking of flying without a net,
Mm-hmm.
I have to. No, we promised that we wouldn't chit chat because producer Ben was very clear with us that we have a lot to get through on the show today. So there wasn't, much time for Jenny and
Mm-hmm.
Chris. But I have a question, and it is mostly aimed at the females in our industry. What are you wearing next week? And the reason that I'm asking this is I feel like since COVID, the dress code for everything business has drastically changed. Almost every office that I've visited, including our own Midwich offices, are now firmly more sort of business casual, emphasis on the casual rather than the business. Now, I've tried on a few potential outfits, thinking about comfort, thinking about temperature, because Barcelona's hot, right? But when we go to Vegas, we the aircon in the States is so sort of cranked up in the show that you dress as if you're in Amsterdam. And then when you come out, you wear summer clothing. I don't know what to expect in Barcelona. I have no idea what to wear. I am completely flying without a net. I've not been or no one's been to an ISE of this size in this location before. And I'm feeling massively underprepared for next week's trips. So I would love to hear, are you going? And let's throw it out to every gender. What are you planning to wear at ISE? Not specifically, but business casual, more casual. And also I hear that you can have either a digital badge on your phone or a true badge that you wear on a lanyard. what are you going to go for? Because I have a habit of forgetting names. So those badges are really useful for me when you come onto the stand and I go, I know you, but I don't remember your name. So if you're not wearing one of those badges, you know, how are you doing that on purpose, or you didn't want to have it on show? So many questions, but please share with us what to wear and badge or no badge.
This is so out of my realm. I am, I tripped at the, all over myself at the red carpet when we was announced that we were doing the AV Awards red carpet. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know the difference between Walmart brand and Ferragamo. Like, somebody has to explain that to me. And thank you, Jenny, for explaining what red bottom shoes were, and that I would have to highlight that if somebody had that. So thank you so much, because I am not the most literal, though I do like my sneakers and I do like wearing comfortable shoes. And I kind of poke the bear by talking about Crocs, but I get what you're saying. Is comfortable waist pants, known as sweatpants, acceptable? Is that even a fashion trend? Like, guys are going to mess this whole up. So we're just going to depend on you ladies how you figure this out, because guys have no understanding of how this works. They're either going to go overly businessy. Is that a word? Businessy, or they're going to go super casual. So they're confused. Somebody may show up in their house slippers. Who knows? Who knows? But Jenny, I'm glad you're at ISE.
I hope so. I hope I see Crocs both at ISE and at Infocom. So maybe we should find out what one of our vendor partners is intending to wear to the show. I believe he's ready to join us from Absen, Business Development Manager, Adam Berditch. Adam, are you with us? Yay!
I think so. Hello. Listen,
Hi,
if you want to talk about fashion, I've been wearing Crocs and a dressing gown for 2 years, so I'm not the guy. But I'm glad you raised it, though, because I've been agonizing over this all week. Is it okay to wear trainers at a trade show if you're otherwise smart? I think it is, when you're on your feet for however many hours a day.
You wait until we do the Midwich Live, the fashion episode. That one's coming up. And when we do the Midwich Live fashion episode, me and Jenny are going to break down what to wear, what not to wear at trade shows. That may be a special episode that airs live in some other countries that we do not have businesses in, but we'll make it happen.
I always thought if you were working a stand, it was acceptable to wear trainers. So those that have the branded polo shirts and so on, any footwear goes when you are actually working on a stand, the long hours of the show. To me, people that are mostly browsing the show, they're expected to be that bit smarter or to be seen wearing less comfortable footwear. I don't know, to sort of balance out, I guess, the fact that they get to sit down more often. But this year, it feels like there are just no clear guidelines. The business dress code has changed so much. I'm excited and intrigued to see. By the way, I think I'm gonna crack and I'm gonna go full business wear just in case.
Yeah, play it safe.
YouTube is going nuts right now with the Crocs and the yellow laces from, Hannah says yellow laces are the thing and yellow trainers. I wonder who has that. I don't know. But Crocs being very popular, though somebody such as Aaron Peterson has concerns over anything with open toes.
That is true. Safety first.
Safety first, folks. Do not smash toes on the show floor. But yes, Jade, Rock the Crocs is definitely the T-shirt that Jenny would be wearing after hours at the at ISE. Anyway, Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about Absen and what's going on, because here I'm going to play the American who does not understand or know what you guys are doing out in the UK. So explain to me, or tell me a little bit about Absen and what you do and how everything is going.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, you did a wonderful job of introducing me, guys, so thank you. So, yeah, I'm Adam Berditch. I'm a business development manager for Absen in the UK and Ireland. And there's been a lot going on at Absen over the last couple of years, which obviously we've not really been able to get in front of people and show everybody, which is why we're excited about next week. And, this is there's been some events, there's been some things going on, but this is the first real event, I think, on this scale where we really get to, get in front of people, industry peers, clients, and show everybody what we've been up to. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of new technology on display next week.
Can you tell us what we can expect to see on the Absen stand, or are you not giving anything away?
I can give you a preview, Jen, you know, because we go way back. So yeah, I can share that with you.
So I can keep my $10. I can keep my $10 that you were. Okay, cool. Thanks.
You keep it for now.
All right. I was going to give you a $10 handshake to find out what was going on, but apparently you're willing to do it for free. So go. Wow.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, I'll sing like a canary. Why not? So yeah, we're going to really be sort of showcasing, you know, areas that we've invested in terms of not only product but people as well. There's a lot of new members at Absen, which we're excited to, you know, get introduced to everybody. From a product perspective, so we've got some core sort of new product areas that we're focusing with on the stand. I think probably the first one to mention is our CL product range, which stands for Clear Cobalt. This is our new micro LED offering. So, you know, COB LED, very much kind of I guess the next evolution of LED technology, if you like. We're going to be showing this in a 1.2 and a 0.9 mil pixel pitch, which it looks fantastic. I mean, it's one of those products. You need to see it, right? And as great as Zoom has been over the last couple of years, it's been pretty tricky working for an LED vendor when all of your products are so visual. You know, there's only so many, you know, so much you can get across. So it's going to be great for people to see that, you know, for the first time in the flesh. We also have our new Absen Icon product. So this is our very first fully integrated LED solution. Incorporates audio, collaboration technology as well. We've got various mounting options, various size configurations as well. This is very much aimed at the corporate market, so that's going to be hopefully an impressive part of the stand. 3D content as well is something that we're going to be showing. So I know this is a bit of it's a very hot topic on LinkedIn, isn't it? I think a lot of us see, you know, the kind of Instagrammable, you know, 3D installations that get circulated on LinkedIn. And we really want to show, you know, when you get good high-end 3D content, how kind of impactful that can be. So we're going to be showing that off using our KL 1.5 series. But I think probably the main feature of the show for us is going to be our fully functional virtual production stage area. So we have a full stage area all set up, live camera feeds, the lot. It's also going to be where we're going to deliver our presentations and keynote speeches and that kind of thing as well. So we've got AX 1.5, which is going to be powered by Brompton, which is also a good opportunity for us to showcase kind of how we engage with third-party vendors, which we often do in conjunction with Piesco and with Midwich as well. So that's going to be great. We've got our MR series panels as well, showing like an immersive floor display as well. So this is just going to be, for the first time in a couple of years, this is our real chance to show off, you know, and show what we've been investing in over the last couple of years. We haven't had a chance to show everybody yet.
Yeah. And I think the XR studio and stage stuff has really taken on, and I hate to fall into the Star Wars trap the day after Star Wars Day, but Mandalorian has really sort of put this solution and technology on the map, hasn't it? I'm quite excited about the floor. So do Absen have a floor product to show this year, Adam, at ISE?
We do, yes, we do. I'm not going to say anything about content. I'm not going to say anything else, but it is our MR panels. And yes, this is going to make up part of our virtual production stage. So you will see an LED floor next week.
See, great. That folks, is what you call a spoiler, right? Because he just is it a teaser or is it a spoiler? I thought it was a teaser, but then I'm terrible. I'm really bad with spoilers. So okay. Yeah, don't ever let me watch Star Wars before you. We sat down with our lawyers prior to it, and it's okay. Which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And what about activity, Adam? So, it's been a long time since we've all been at a show of this size. Absen running any events? Have you got anything going on at the stand? What should our viewers get in their diaries now, ready for next week?
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be remiss of us to have this big virtual stage and not use it for, you know, presentations, right? So yes, we do have a few events going on. So I've got my calendar here in front of me. On the Tuesday, the 10th, we have our keynote speech, which is going to be insights into the future, touching on some of the stuff that we've just mentioned now from a product perspective, but also where we see, you know, LED trends in the industry and where we see that going in the coming years. We've got our new product launch. So it's kind of our official product launch, which is going to be on virtual production. On the Wednesday, the 11th, we've got another product launch. Oh, sorry, you probably want the times as well for those, don't you? So the keynote speech on the Tuesday is at 11:30, and the virtual production launch is at 3 p.m. And then on the Wednesday at 3 p.m, we have the product launch of the future of micro LED, and talking about obviously our micro LED products. And then on the Thursday, we have another keynote speech at 3 p.m, which I think is a repeat of the Tuesday one for anyone that misses it.
Great, loads going on. And probably before we let you go, it's the year of the Great Resignation. I think we've all been watching lots of people announcing new roles. I think it feels like a lot of people have joined companies and are announcing that ahead of going to ISE, but you guys are hiring. So should people come and find you at the show?
Yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've definitely used this time over the last couple of years to invest in new technology, but one thing that Absen are very keen on is investing in people as well. So what we've been looking to do is to look for industry specialists and experts in their respective fields. So we are looking for people in the virtual production space, in rental as well, and in the corporate sector. We are looking for a director to look after that side of the business. So yes, please, if anybody is has experience in those areas and wants a career at Absen, please come and find us at the stand. I'll be there, but probably my colleague Jess Golding is probably the best person to speak to. So come and find Jess.
Great.
This is
really
great.
Exciting stuff.
We've had companies that have come on here and done product plugs, but you came on here and did a people plug. That's a first. And by the way, my LinkedIn in the morning, that's like my LinkedIn bingo to see who's moving and who's moving around and try to guess what there are. Maybe it's LinkedIn Wordle. I haven't exactly figured it out yet, but I will get a game around who is changing and who's resigning and who's resetting and who's doing all this crazy movement. Thank you so much, Adam, for coming by the show. And,
Pleasure.
we look forward to catching up with you at ISE. I will not be at ISE. I'll be at Infocom, but I'll be watching things that come out of that show. So just understand that I'll be watching, and that's very ominous.
Yeah, it felt like vaguely threatening, but I mean, that's okay.
Vaguely Darth Sidious-like cloak over my head type thing. Just
that's okay. It'll keep me.
All will be revealed in the end. I'm just saying.
Keep me on my toes.
That's it. That's what I'm here for. Just Jetty's backup.
Thanks so much, Adam, for joining us, and see you next week.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks for having me on, guys. Speak to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Wow. So exciting. I didn't ask the question because I was worried that we'd get ourselves into trouble for chatting too much. But I wonder if visitors are allowed to walk.
How'd you miss the greatest comment in the world? You got a comment from Emmanuel claiming, "Love your hair." We don't get nice comments.
Thanks, Emmanuel. I've had it colored and cut ready for ISE. So
you get
preparation for the show.
I get told don't wear sweatpants, Chris. So yes, that's how the world turns. But I'm always watching. Correct if that is 100% correct.
So I'm excited to know if visitors to the show will be allowed to walk on the Absen LED floor or not. And I was then going to throw out, what's the acceptable footwear to wear on top of the LED floor. But I figured that might just cause us a storm, a chat storm, and we'll definitely get in trouble with producer Ben. So we have to do our own Midwich stand shout out. So we will be there next week. We have a stand, as always.
We get an animation.
Wonderful vendors. Too many. I think so. I think we have a graphic of our stand design, not of the actual built stand. But no product as such. Just a lot of branding. There's a lot of logos now for us to fit onto our group stand. But this is a great place to come and meet with any of the Midwich Group team, but also, if you need somewhere to use as a base for meetings of your own, if you don't have a stand to use at ISE and you can't get a seat anywhere, please come and find the Midwich Group stand, and we will help you out. We have refreshments available, and we'll be hosting some happy hours ourselves as well. And then another little shout out on behalf of Chris and myself on Thursday, in the Influencer Lounge at 10:30, I'm inviting as many people as possible to come and join me and submit questions that Chris will then pick 5 of to ask the AV and the AM community the following Sunday. So let's soak in the tech from around the show, come up with some really thought-provoking questions inspired by the show and what we see there, and then get them out onto Twitter on Sunday. As we all know, that's a fantastic share of info and gets us some great intel and answers every Sunday.
You know what? Thank you, because you just reminded me that this is the first time a Starin logo is actually going to be at a Midwich booth. It's been 2 years since the whole, kind of coming together, but now we're going to be there for the first time. But there is one person in particular who can give us the best view and point of view and all this kind of stuff that's going on at ISE. If producer Ben is ready, let's go and bring in Mike, who joined us earlier. Mike Blackman, the head of ISE and everything ISE. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I think, actually in the sunshine here in Munich, but I'm looking forward to even more sunshine in Barcelona. I'm heading out there next week, and I'm going to be in situ for the rest of until the show.
Wow.
Well, if one thing we know about ISE and the move to Barcelona is that sunshine was part of the package when you signed up for it. So much different in terms of what Amsterdam in February is. So sunshine is on the agenda. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it's one of the things we can probably guarantee more than Amsterdam is sunshine and warmer weather, particularly this year being in May.
And yes, exactly. Even more sunshine and warmth because of the date change. So obviously, it feels like it's been a bit of a road to get here, doesn't it? When you think back to when the show was able to take place fully and normally, we were still at the RAI. So although we had the regional shows last year, this is really the first time that we're seeing ISE fully return post-COVID. And of course, it's in a new venue. So have there been challenges, Mike, to get that moved? Has it been difficult? Do you think everyone feels fully ready and from an exhibitor and an organizational viewpoint?
I mean, I can tell you, moving any show the size of ISE is a challenge. But we're in a fortunate position in the move to Barcelona is that we've got a much, much bigger venue. So we're able to accommodate everyone in real buildings rather than using temporary structures, which aren't ideal in the winter.
Yeah.
We're able to actually satisfy a lot of our exhibitors with their requests in terms of the extra space they wanted, trying to get the configurations they needed. And the other thing as well is we've got fewer halls, but bigger. At the RAI, we were actually in 16 halls. Now we're down to, when we fill the whole place, we'll be in eight halls, but this year we're in 5, but they're much, much bigger. So it means it's easier to navigate and actually find your way around.
Excellent. So will we or won't we need segues to successfully navigate the show?
Well, I brought my Segway. I actually just packed it up and shipping it to Barcelona next week and getting from A to B. I mean, it doesn't matter there are fewer halls. It's still a big show.
Yeah.
And getting from one end to the other is a long way. Unfortunately, during the show, we don't allow Segways on the show floor.
That's one for 2023, perhaps.
We can think about it.
Bring your skateboard, Jenny. You'll be good to go.
I might do. Actually, I quite enjoy the step counts that we managed to achieve at the ISE shows. They always make me feel like I've overachieved. But then, of course, when you get home, it looks like you've had a dreadful fall off the cliff with step counts in comparison. So
I have to resole my shoes every time.
Yes.
That's okay. I throw away my watch after I'm done because it thinks I'm dead. I go from 20 to nothing. They're like, "Are you? Hello? Yeah, no, I'm done."
And what can attendees expect this year, Mike, in terms of educational content? That's something the show's always been able to really deliver on, is the conferences and also some of your stage areas and talks and thought leadership that's present at the show.
Well, one thing we've done this year is we brought most of the stages down onto the show floor to make them more accessible and easier to find. We've got a program that repeats many of the conferences we had last year, plus 1 or 2 new ones. Digital signage and retail. We have Control Room Summit. We have smart workplaces. We have smart buildings, digital learning. We have a discussion forum on museum technology and places of interest. Then you've got the usual programs and certification from CEDIA and AVIXA. We've got a theatre, which is from AVIXA, which is called the AV Experience Zone, where we've got a multiple program running throughout the week. A whole host to satisfy almost any vertical, any specific subject matter that we think is relevant for ISE, and some, some which we were going to do in the future that we haven't been able to include, but we haven't forgotten about.
Great. I've actually just changed my outgoing flight so that I can get there and join the Smart Buildings Conference. I'm looking forward to that personally as well. And can you tell us number of exhibitors and what we're expecting for attendees this year?
Well, at the moment, we have over 800 exhibitors. So it's probably about 830 as of today, and that may go up slightly. Now, just to give you some relevance to that, normally, so in 2019, we had about 1,400 exhibitors, and in 2020, we had 1,300. We've lost a lot of Chinese exhibitors. We have one or two companies who have the challenge of trying to do both the Infocom show and ISE together, and some companies who are just no longer in business or have been acquired. But still, in terms of the floor space, you're looking at a show that's about 15%, 20% smaller than it was in 2019. Still the biggest AV show in the world. Still a lot for you to see, and all the major names are there. Yes, we'll see more in 2023 when things lighten up and ease up and people can start traveling again. But still, we've got a show which is really, really large, really has a lot to offer, and covering all aspects of AV.
So probably a good time to ask about COVID measures or requirements for the show for this year. Is there anything that attendees need to be aware of in traveling to Barcelona and then attending the show themselves?
Well, firstly, in terms of traveling, if you're in the EU, it's really easy. You don't even have to fill out the travel locator form any longer. So anyone who is an EU citizen has really easy, flexible travel. If you're traveling from the UK or the US, you will need to actually show and register your either the fact you're tested, recovered, or vaccinated, the same as EU citizens as well. But it's obviously a lot easier. There is a website, spth.es, that's the Spain Travel Health. If you go there, you can put in data saying which country you're coming from, and it will give you the exact requirements for traveling in. But you can travel. Once you are in Spain, you no longer need to wear a mask indoors. As of last Tuesday, Spain, as with many other European countries, decided to drop the requirements of compulsory mask wearing. We still leave the option to individuals. When you come to the show, you won't need to wear a mask anymore. But if you wish to wear a mask, we're quite happy to support that. And we understand that some people may be nervous, and we say it's your choice. You can wear one if you want to, or if you don't want to. So we're getting back to almost normal in terms of trade shows and how you can go around the show and what you need to do. You need to register beforehand, and you can do that at www.iseurope.org and use the registration form. You can probably obtain a code from one of your partners, exhibiting partners, to get free of charge. Otherwise, you do have to pay. And once you have you've registered, you'll get a digital pass on your cell phone. Now, that's what you need to get in. Once you're inside, you have the option. You can print your badge at home from that digital pass, or you can print it on site. We're leaving it optional this year on whether you want to wear a badge or not. We were, in view of the previous COVID regulations, dispensing with physical badges, but we realized a lot of people do want people to know who they are, and our exhibitors want to know who you are as well. But you'll have that information on your digital badge. You can scan your digital badge or your physical badge with an exhibitor, give him your information if you wish to do so. So we're trying to make things a lot easier. We're trying to get more modern and make things a lot more practical for our attendees. So that's in view of getting there and getting in the show. Once you're in, you have freedom of movement throughout the show. We've also co-located with the IoT World Summit this year. And as most of you know, IoT is becoming more and more relevant in the AV world. And co-locating with this show, which is traditionally on these dates, we'd actually talked with them last year about working together anyway. And this was just a godsend for us. So we're bringing in a lot of end users, so corporate end users who want to know about AV and how they can digitally transform their companies. So they'll be coming across and will have access to the ISE show. They can scan to actually come in, and vice versa. If you're an attendee to ISE and you want to go into the IoT World Summit and see more of the tech, computer and IoT relevant companies, then you can go in that show also free of charge, and that'll be in Hall 4. The show this year will be in Halls 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, and the IoT will be in Hall 4. So all compact, all together, and as I say, a very large show.
Absolutely. I hadn't heard about the co-location, so that's great news, especially with IoT being such an important topic in the world of audiovisual. So that was that was excellent. I hope people walk away from this show with that in mind and go take a look at it or go find out more information about it. So I would
certainly recommend it. And if you've got an all conference pass from ISE, then you can participate at a reduced rate into the any of the IoT World Summit conferences as well.
Aside from the conference itself, Mike, what are you most excited for? Because there's something that stirs you up and keeps you up at night and makes you wonder, is this going to be successful? What is success? How do you measure success at this show? Considering what we've been through in the past 2 years, what is going to really push the envelope to 2023? No, not to speed past what's going on right now, but what's going to do that for you, sir?
Well, let's start on the first thing. You say, what's going to excite me about this show? We have got some fantastic keynote speakers. We've got Rafiq Anadol. Rafiq, for me, is one of the rock stars of digital signage and digital art. And he's kindly agreed. We've been in discussion with him since 2020. And it was great that he agreed to do our keynote. He's also doing a projection mapping in the city as well before the show. So quite a lot happening on that side. And another part, we've got Alan Greenberg, who's the CEO of Illuminarium. Also, again, looking at digital art in a commercial sense. And then adding to that, we're going to put in a digital immersive art gallery from the exhibition hub. So you're going to see digital Klimt, digital Monet, digital Van Gogh, digital Hockney, all in a 650 square meter immersive art gallery that we're creating in Hall 2. Some of these things are exciting because they're new for us in ISE and showing another aspect of what AV can do. So I'm excited about those parts, but more so I'm excited about getting back to a show. So that's the really great part. What are we going to see? What's going to measure? What's going to take you forward to 23? Well, I don't think we're going to see the sort of attendance we've had in the past. Not this year, but we will see a good attendance. And what we're seeing also at the moment from the registrations is the quality is really, really high. So if the exhibitors to ISE go away and say, wow, that was great. We saw the people we wanted to see. We saw people we didn't even know about. We've come back with a really great ROI. That's what's going to be the satisfaction for me, and that's what's also going to be the thing that takes us further forward to a bigger show in 2023. Excellent. And also from the attendee side, that they get to discover and see things that they may not have known about, but also things they need to find out about.
Yeah, it's an important year because obviously with attendees having not necessarily managed to get to ISE, some of them not managing to attend in 2020 because everything had started to kick off with COVID already at that point. So then, of course, we've had this big gap of not really getting to exhibitions, certainly not sizable exhibitions for some time. And there was, far less exhibitors at the regional ISEs last year. So I for one, am very conscious of what I've missed over the last 2 years. There is only so much that you can really digest virtually that really sinks in. So it won't necessarily just be those new announcements. It's going to be the stuff you go, wow, I've missed that in the last 2 years. And, you know, backtrack and get on board with that product or that technology. So, but aside from the tech, what can you tell us about Barcelona, Mike? What would your tips be to attendees who are heading to Barcelona for the first time for the show?
I mean, my biggest tip first off would say, add a couple of extra days. This is a great city, and these people are really, really open arms and are looking forward to ISE coming into town. We're going to be there at a time when the weather's going to be nice. It's, you know, you've got the mountains and the sea. You're in the middle of it. You've got some fantastic hospitality, great restaurants, almost every corner, and reasonably priced as well. I mean, I love Spanish food, but you also have international. I say try the Spanish food, enjoy the tapas culture. I mean, what a great way to just sit at the bar and drink and get food being brought to you, drip fed to you as you go along, and deciding when you want to stop or if you want to continue, but enjoying the moment with a few friends or colleagues and chatting and just enjoying the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. It's going to have a real summer vibe, which of course we've never experienced previously at the RAI. It's been layer up and stay indoors, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So wonderful. And last question, Mike, if that's okay. 2023. Will we be having a show in February? Will we be having a show in May? What do we think with obviously being pretty much forced into the postponement this year? What are we expecting next year?
We are going back to our February dates. This is our traditional dates. It fits into the calendar. It's established. It helps a lot of manufacturers with product launches at the start of the year. It ties in with shows like CES and Winter NAM. So you've got both display and audio coming up at the beginning of the year for many companies to plan their product launches and get the year to kick off. So we're back in February. We still have nice weather. This February, the weather was very pleasant. So it's going to be better than that. It's going to be warmer than Amsterdam. I can't promise 30 degrees and sunshine, but at least comfortable weather.
Well, what Mike is not telling you is that Jenny and Chris wanted it in February, so that's why we were the tipping point for that, because May is just way too crowded with all other things going on in the world. So thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, and we'll keep that our secret. So
you're welcome. You can give me the money afterwards.
Absolutely, the check's in the mail.
Thanks so much for joining us, Mike. I think our viewers and listeners will be really, really excited to hear from yourself ahead of the show, and can't wait to see you in under 2 weeks' time.
And
I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Yeah,
I won't see you there, but I wish you all the luck. I am going to be watching with bated breath, waiting to see what everybody's seeing. I want to see pictures of people, and I want to see people back in physical, in-person shows. So I'm excited to see what comes out of it on the social side, because that's how
we're going to see you in Vegas 4 weeks later. Yeah,
that's right.
You will see me there in Vegas, absolutely, and I guarantee you that it will be hotter. How's that? No matter what you have, I guarantee you where I will be hotter. Yeah, will definitely be hotter. So thank you, sir. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule with only 2 weeks roughly to the show start. So good luck.
Countdown has started.
Yeah, exactly. We probably won't see Mike until the show itself from now on, because he's going to go put on his work clothes and go. So appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you both.
You know what's funny? At the end of that, I go, he's going to go put on his work clothes, as if Mike gets into like a jumper. Or puts on a smock. What was I thinking? Hey, you got Mike Blackman on. I'm starstruck. Might as well something out of it. So it was a good interview. He hit on a lot of these questions. And Jenny, again, that you have a list of questions, of the good questions, because I've been asking him, so tell me more about your tapas, because it's food. We do have, before we move to our next guest, I just want to shout out to the people that are on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for commenting. During that break, I got to go on there, and yes, the French are coming. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be great. Khalid over on YouTube is going to be joining us for the first time at ISE from Saudi Arabia. This is awesome. The interaction has been great, folks. Please keep it coming. Better yet, I challenge you to connect with me and Jenny on LinkedIn. If you're one of the LinkedIn folks, go right now, hit that button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and, oh my God, my kids are going to hate me. Smash that like button. Is that what the kids are doing?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Can we please get saved by our guests from Samsung before I go off and start, doing DJ air horns?
I think it's time. So we're going to welcome two guys from Samsung to join us now. Samsung are renowned for having huge and wonderful stands at the ISE shows of past. I'm sure that we'll have nothing different from them this year. But to tell us a little bit more about what they filled those MDF walls with, we have Andrew and Marshall from Samsung joining us. Hopefully they come through now. Great. Hi, guys.
There they are.
Wow. Hello.
Oh, always fun trying to get two people on at the same time, and in the background us going, oh, are they definitely there or are they not? But we've success. So thank you so much for joining us. Next week, are you ready?
We're born ready, so pretty much ready and looking forward to being Barcelona.
Always ready. I love that. I'm sorry.
Marshall, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I think there was a little bit of sort of, not necessarily apprehension, but it was like, I'm not quite ready for this. But now that we're, just a few days away, I'm definitely starting to feel the buzz to sort of get out there and do it all over. The way that I think ISE is always meant to be something that is fantastic, awesome, get in front of, as Adam said before, peers, colleagues, resellers, and it's face-to-face is great.
Any nervousness that it's a new venue for you guys? I mean, you guys are probably trade show road warriors. How many times have you been to Barcelona and been at the FIRA? Is there that little bit of, oh my God, I got to go show at a brand new place, and where's the local hardware store if I'm missing something? And how's that creeped into your? Have now I given you a reason to not sleep at night? How's that?
Just worried about what the distance is between the airport and the venue. Pretty much for me, are there any Ubers out there that we can jump onto? Is it transport that's been organized for us? So that's giving me sleepless nights at the moment. If anybody's got answers for that questions, please do share.
I think any challenges on stand build is someone else's problem to my benefit. All I've got to do is turn up and just make sure I make everybody welcome.
You win the honest award for today. Honest, that is the most honest answer I've got today. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So as far as the stand goes, then, can you tell us what visitors can expect to find on the Samsung stand this year? Marshall, if we come to you first to talk display and interactive display, what's going to be on show from Samsung?
Like every other year, we will produce some amazing displays that we'll showcase at our show. I'm just going to mention just a few of them, and then try and get as many people to come over to our stand and build that appetite with you guys. We have our new QM, QB, and the QH range. So obviously, after every 3 years, we refresh our brands, and we've got some amazing projects with some amazing features and changes that have been added to those brands. So that will be showcased as well. On top of that, we're also showcasing our 8K. So there's a big appetite that's growing in terms of 8K screens and demand for that. We will be showing on a better and improved 8K screens as well at the show. Kiosk is another area that we dipped our toes into last year, and we hadn't had the opportunity to showcase what we were able to do as a business. And obviously, we will be showcasing that as well. So targeting so many different areas like QSRs and areas like that. So that will be on display. Obviously, it won't be ISE if we're not showcasing the wall. I'll get Andrew to talk a little bit more about the wall and all the other LED products that we'll be showcasing there. But I also need to mention that we will be showcasing the new and improved Flip Pro. So normally we'd call it the Flip Pro, but it's also called Flip 4 as well. So that will be showcased at the show as well.
So a new Flip. And for those of us that are in the UK, anyone who watched the most recent series of The Apprentice, I don't think there was an episode that didn't feature a Samsung Flip this time around. So anyone who wasn't familiar with that product, I'm sure already is. And if you're not based in the UK and you're not familiar with the product, this is Samsung's touchscreen, which is capable, like a tablet device, of being used in portrait or landscape mode. And the graphics will follow and adjust their aspect ratio and orientation automatically. So yeah, quite an exciting product, and definitely starting to really get out there in terms of being used in interactive applications. Marshall, what's going to be new about the new Flip?
So we've changed the user interface. So obviously the front-facing interface is all different. I so often get asked the question, will you be able to flip? Come over to the stand and we'll see. Well, we'll show you what the Flip can be able to do for your business and obviously what it's able to do. So there's some amazing changes. We've listened to our customer feedbacks, our end users, our system integrators. We've taken all those on board. So some of the changes is the cable management at the back, just literally how the Flip looks in front is different from all the other Flips that we've had.
Interesting. And I think kiosks is such an interesting area post-COVID, because so much of how we interacted with anything in a public space became digital. And I think we almost now just walk into a public space and we don't look straight away for a human to help us. We look for the tech to help us. And so I think that we can probably expect to see a lot of kiosk product. It'd be very interesting to see what Samsung have got in that space. Andrew, will the wall be on the stand?
The wall will be on the stand. LED has become a very big piece of what Samsung looks to showcase at ISE, as we have over the last few years. The wall is, we're in the midst of launching our third generation of the wall, which is going to be center stage in terms of showcasing what we're bringing to the market. We've continued to develop the technologies within and behind the screen itself to make sure it's now remains a market-leading technology and something that can really become a showstopper, as it is a trending technology. But the success of the wall cannot be understated in terms of what we've managed to be able to do over the last few years. So not only are we bringing the third generation, we will be expanding the lineup even further this year. So it would be very much a suggestion that please do come to our stand so we can just show you where we're now going with the wall, because it's now time to sort of just expand application type of usage that little bit further.
Great. And guys, is there anything that our viewers should note that's happening on the Samsung stand or any Samsung events over the period of ISE next week? Anything, any times or dates that we should jot down in our diaries?
That's a very good question. We have some interactive seminars that will be happening throughout the week. I will try and highlight some of the times. So in the morning between 10 at 10:45 on a Tuesday, we have discussions around the wall, the IWA, the IWB, and the IAB. So there will be a seminar around that. In the afternoon, we also have the EV charging seminar that will be held in the afternoon between 2:45. And then on the afternoon at 4 p.m., we've got talks about Flip, kiosk, and that will pretty much be the agenda for the rest of the week from Tuesday up until Friday. But also to notice, we also do have an evening session this year where we'll be talking. So that's only on a Tuesday and a Wednesday from 7 p.m. up until 8:30 p.m., where you can come and ask the expert in terms of anything that you want to do. You want to know, for example, Magic Info, you want to know more about our kiosk, you want to know more about the Flip. There will be opportunities over drinks to ask the experts stuff around that.
Great news. Get your questions ready and head over to Samsung stand for a drink and an answer.
So, same thing that I asked your competitor that was on earlier. I got a $10 bill here for anybody who's willing to give us any cool scoop download that we're not supposed to. That could be payable via PayPal or Venmo, whatever you accept. So come on, give us. What are we going to see?
I don't know. Samsung don't share secrets.
I'm looking for the secrets. You can
On
spell
the
names
wall
or-
side, we will see an expansion of different pixel pitch from the
Ooh.
wall. So at the moment we have a 0.8, 1.2, and 1.6. So we'll be adding 2 other pixel pitches into the lineup.
In
So-
which direction?
Oh, we have to come and find
Smaller
out.
or?
We have to come and find out. Can't give too much away.
I wouldn't pay him
well,
for that,
well,
Chris.
it's only worth $5
on top
right
of
there.
that,
That's not
we'll
a
also
full
be looking to
$10.
showcase some more all-in-one solutions to try and help the sort of application arm, trying to sort of myth bust the complexity of installing the wall. We've got some all-in-one package solutions coming in to make it really quick, easy for installation within corporate meeting space, foyers, lobbies, and places like that. So we're really looking on how we can simplify and make just the technology so much easier to integrate into a business.
Brilliant. I think that's, a massive step, isn't it, in this sort of transition phase that we're in, really moving from traditional LCD technology and over into LED, which we know is the long-term future of display, but cracking that speed of install, ease of use, and integration is really part of it. So head to the Samsung stand to find out, did the pixel pitch get smaller or wider? But we won't pay you for that because that's not a full spoiler.
No.
True.
Anyone who comes along, more than happy to say, come and find me on the stand, and I'll be more than happy to sort of take people through what Samsung's doing next.
I was just about to say, were you just dropping some nuggets and then not going to be there because then you would have left?
Oh no! I'll be there Monday. I'll be there all week, so it will just be a case of come on over and have a
there
chat.
you have it, folks. Search him out by name. You know what to do. For anybody who's out there who's loyal followers, please absolutely ask them the questions that we can't ask here because they don't want to tell us all the stuff. So please share with us online.
Thanks so much, Andrew and Marshall, for joining us. And we look forward to, I look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely.
Have fun. Have a great show, guys.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Ooh, I'm not sure. I don't know if they can get any smaller with that pixel pitch. So my guess is going to be that we might be seeing some pixel pitch of wall technology moving for those sort of further viewing distances and moving Samsung into that space. But I could be wrong. I do not know what they're going to showcase next week. So
Jenny, I am super happy with the way this show went. You know why? Because we crammed a 10-pound turkey into a 5-pound bag. Seriously. How many more guests? How many more product information can we give out? And how much more details regarding ISE do we have left? But there's always time for a giveaway.
Yay! We should probably announce who won the giveaway last month first. The competition winner from last month was Devinder Rai from AVISPL. Now, I have a feeling, Chris, that I saw a selfie of you and Devinder a month or two ago. Is that right?
That is 100% correct. I met Devinder in person because, UK folks do actually come over to the US at some point.
Occasionally,
Occasionally. I actually met Devinder in Florida at the AVISPL National Sales Summit. We shared a moment, a selfie, and a drink. We talked about cool things and got to learn about what he does with AVISPL. So congratulations, Devinder, on winning the Amazon gift card, which the randomator was spun prior to, and I was happy to see that landed on your name. So cool. Thank you.
And we'll launch a full investigation into whether or not that was a fix, and Chris is just handing out.
Absolutely not. If the fix was in, it would have been to one of our guests spoiling a little bit more their things that they were going to be doing at the ISE show next week. That's the only fix.
We've got another really difficult question.
Yes.
We have a skilled department that come up with these ones. So this month's competition is to win an Elgato Stream Deck that's worth £70. And thank you so much, Adam from Elgato, for sorting out the prize for us. These things are great. Chris and I use them. I tell you what, they're particularly great for is if you are a Zoom user and all of the Zoom shortcuts and so on that you can work into them to just honestly make your calls so much easier if you are a regular presenter of content. Now, here comes the very tricky question. What upcoming US trade show will Jenny and Chris be attending in June? It's tough.
It is a tough one, but the important thing is to go to the midwich.com/MLComp11. This is our 11th competition. Go in there. That's where you're going to fill in the required information to be in it to win it. That's how we do it, folks. You got to be in it to win it. It's like a scratch off, but virtual, and you get cooler prizes than the $3 that I typically win when I put in $1. So I can't even get a coffee when I win a scratch off. So this is crazy. But yes, I agree. The Elgato Stream Deck is a game changer for your workflows, folks. You can go on YouTube and search for hours how people are using them differently. Yes, with Zoom, excellent. But check out what it can do to kind of create your shortcuts with your Excel spreadsheets and stuff like that. Yeah. Simple things that you may have not have thought of. Interesting, very, very interesting stuff. Anyway, so now we got prizes out there. We announced the prize winner. What else do we got? I know.
That's it. I honestly think that we have. We've ticked off the entire list, and we've managed to do it in 56 minutes, which I'm amazed. So this is the one show where we had a really solid excuse to run over the hour, and we haven't done it.
Absolutely.
So I'm super proud of us. I will be heading off now to go and get packed. And for those of you that are coming out to ISE, I really look forward to being able to see you there. I'm there from Sunday. And I'm attending the Smart Buildings Conference, as I mentioned to Mike Blackman. So if you're attending that, please hit me up. If not, I shall see you at the show. I will be running around because, I love to see everything. And you'll find me usually hanging around the smallest possible booths to see what sort of new and upcoming gems there are. But do stop by the Midwich Group stand, and then you'll be able to get in touch with me via any of my colleagues or to meet some of the Midwich Group staff that will be there. And if you can make it on Thursday at 10:30 in the Influencer Lounge, please join us in our quest for questions for Chris and AVintheAM. And I believe that Joe Way actually is then giving a presentation at 11 or 11:30 immediately after the Quest for Questions session. So if you can stick around for that to get all of the latest and greatest news and trends coming from the higher ed sector, I think that would be really interesting to watch.
It's a double whammy. You get 2-for-1 special there at ISE on the show floor with Joe Way and Jenny. This is great. I will not be at ISE, folks. I'm sorry to disappoint my UK and European folks that I was hoping. It's not working out, but guess what? I am going to be in Nashville. I will be in Music City, I think is what they call it. My first time there. I'm there going to be talking tech at the Cavalo show and looking for hot chicken. Apparently, that's what I've told. If I'm not listening to live music, I need to go find out about hot chicken. So thank you, Mark Coxon, for, again, dropping a chicken reference into why I need to get back on the road and travel. But like a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, me and Jenny will be in the same place at the same time come June, right? And more importantly, if you want to see me and Jenny at the same place, physically in the same space, you need to find out what Starren and Midwich is doing on Wednesday night of the show. That is an exclusive spoiler for people that are not, following the trends. But you need to talk to Jenny and myself on the social airwaves in order to find out how you can be part of a little experiment. Not an experiment because we're not poking and prodding, but we're gonna go ahead and have a fun time with you guys on Wednesday night at the show.
The only place to be.
That's it. It's the place to be. So if you would like to follow us, you know where to find us on the internet. Midwich Jenny, Chris _Netto on the Twitters. We're both on LinkedIn. Connect with us there. We're nice people. We like to make the networking and the connection stuff. If you're on the YouTube, again, I'm just reminding everybody to hit the like, hit subscribe. That does wonders for keeping our show on the air. Producer Ben likes when our analytics are good. I could care less if I'm talking to nobody because me and Jenny have a good time doing this. So outside of that, thank you, Producer Ben, and everybody else that's in the background doing and working hard to make sure this is happening. Have a great show at ISE, Jenny. I'm looking forward to all the scoop that you're going to dig up and bring back because our first real big trade show in a very long time.
I know. So I'm going to go get my Apple Watch charged up so that I can report on my step count, making sure that there's nothing that I miss.
Jenny, over under. Can we get a prediction? Over under 20,000? Over or under 20,000 steps at that show?
Yeah, I think over. I'm aiming for 22,000 a day. So let's see how we go. Let's see how we go,
folks.
Thanks everyone for joining us, and anyone that's out there next week. I really look forward to seeing you at ISE. And don't forget to stop by the Midwich Group stand, and also, of course, our fantastic colleagues at Absen and Samsung. So yeah, see you there. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everyone.